Hello everyone, welcome to day 30 of my 77-day video challenge. Today I am going to talk to you all about one of my favorite hobbies, reading. Let us see what it is all about. As far as I remember, I started reading maybe in my elementary school or early middle school. Those are the days what I cultivated a habit of reading. First, I started with maybe those nice comic books with the beautiful colors, big pictures, and all that. And then slowly, I got into reading the moral stories, like small, small books we used to get. That too in my mother tongue, Telugu language. And once after finishing those things, then maybe when I was in high school or early college days, is when I started some fictional books and some young adult novels and all that stuff. So that was my during my early school days. Once after I finished college, that is when I started reading, or I came across these books, non-fictional books on self-help, personal growth, how do you improve yourself, how do you become better at yourself, and all those kind of books. I read almost everything: how to win friends, or power of positive thinking, unlimited power, or rich dad poor dad, and or how do you think and grow rich, and all those kind of fictional books, the classic ones, is what I read in those days. So what struck with me when I read all those books in those days is, or what is it attracted me from all those books is the the fact what that all those books spoke in volumes, that you, irrespective of whatever is your background, irrespective of your talents and skills, and religion or region, wherever you are living, environment and all that, if you can make small changes, or if you can do those simple steps consistently, day in and day out, no matter what, you will become better at yourself. That is what really attracted me. It means everything is in our hands. Everything is in our hands. Like we can do, we can manage, we can control. That we have that control basically, or we can manage things. So if I can follow those simple steps, no need to do the huge things or big things at a time. Just small changes here and there. If we can start cultivating those those small things in our day-to-day life, then at the end of it, you will be able to see those big impacts in our life, and also become better at ourselves. So that is what attracted me, and that kept me going, and there was no looking back. Since then I read almost so many books, and on an average in a year I read almost 100 to 150 books. I just keep them. Some of them I buy, or some of them I get from that second-hand bookstores, or maybe from the library. That is one of the wonderful resource as well. So I get those books, and then I make it a habit of reading consistently. Now, what are my takeaways from all this reading? What are the life lessons I learned? I would like to share with you all three things. So the first thing is all about expanding your knowledge, right? It is like so convenient. You have the books in your hand, you're sitting at your home, you're not even stepping out of your door, but still by reading that book, you're getting so much knowledge right at your home. And also it is university. It is like, I feel it is a university at your fingertips, without going anywhere, without traveling anywhere. You are able to acquire all that knowledge at the convenience of your home. And also maybe it is one of the modest ways to travel around the world, to know about other countries or other regions culture, learn from the perspectives, know those peoples, what their thoughts are, how they grew up, what not. It's like you're traveling around the world from your home, expanding your knowledge. That is my first thing. And now my second thing is developing a discipline, or setting aside time, managing time, kind of. Like, what do I mean by that is, since I know I need to read, or I want to read in a day, I will set aside specific time for that. Like, for example, maybe morning before I start my work, if I can get time, or maybe towards end of the day before I go to bed or wrap up my day, I'll make sure I'll read few pages of that. So kind of time management, managing my time in order to incorporate that habit. That is one thing. And also developing a discipline that since I want to read, then maybe plan for it or get those books what I want to read, all those things. I know this time and discipline might not apply just for reading, it can apply to other goals as well, but it started there. So that gave me a route on how to set aside time for the goals what we want to achieve in life. That is my second thing. And third one is all about, this is one of the good ones, like scientific reasons. Like we know with reading, it reduces those negative emotions like anxiety, stress, and all those things. And also it helps with our calming our mind, and also getting better at sleep. Like it improves our sleep patterns and all those things. And it also helps you to process all emotions, I feel. Like because when you're reading, sometimes you get excited or you get motivated, you get inspired, you get so many new ideas, new thoughts from reading all that material, right? So I think that is one of the things like which helps me to process my emotions as well. And typically when I read, I keep a book next to me, like a notepad or something like that, to scrabble some things or from the ideas what I'm getting from there, maybe some new things what I want to learn, or schedule some appointments or in some places. Everything I'll just scramble them in a notepad. Later I copy them into my other writing things like a Evernote or whatever the apps I maintain to get to take some of my notes. So those are my three things: expanding your knowledge, developing a kind of a discipline, and last but not least, the scientific reasons of processing your emotions. Those are my three takeaways or three lessons what I learned from reading. And now to whoever want to start cultivating this habit, I share this all the time with my students. So for them, what I tell them is, first thing is always start small. Whenever you are cultivating a new habit, it applies not only just for reading but anything else. Whenever we are starting, we get so excited and we try to achieve big way or big things at one time. So that's what sometimes slows us down, or when we don't see that much results, we might feel demotivated and we won't even get back to that. So always it's very important to start small and setting a goal. Hey, in this month I want to read 2-3 books, or maybe one book of that many pages, whatever it is. Starting small. And second thing is setting aside time, like making a deliberate effort that Wednesday evenings, or maybe my Friday mornings, or Saturday morning, or Sunday afternoons, sometime setting aside some particular time for that particular habit of cultivating that reading. And also setting a place, that is very very important. Maybe because where we don't find any distractions, no TV sounds or maybe some other sounds, or people like our family members are having or playing something that's keep going on in our house. So finding just a calm place, maybe inside home or maybe outside the closer library or a lake, wherever you go to. So setting aside time and setting aside a place as well for that particular reading. And then last but not least, find a accountability partner. Like you will enjoy in a group, right? If for example somebody else also is interested in reading that particular genre or that particular style, both of you or some of you can think that, hey, let us read this book, and at the end of the month we can just chat about what you learned, or what is that you enjoyed in that book, or something like that, like a book club. What I mean is, so you can find so many people in and around. And if you don't find a book club, why don't you start a book club? Take that initiative, start a book club. This is such a beautiful habit to spread in our community as well. So find that like-minded people and then start a club of your own, and then start reading. So I'm sure you will not go wrong, and this is one of the most enlightening and a beautiful habit is what I consider reading is all about. And I hope this inspired you and gave you some clips or some tips of what, if you would like to continue or if you would like to cultivate that habit of reading. I hope you enjoyed this session. I'll see you all in my next. Thank you.